Happy Saturday, my purple banditos, and welcome back to some more Let's Play Pokemon Glazed. I'm PurpleRodri. Last time we made our way through the not-so-serene bridge. In today's episode, we're here in Professor Willow's lab, so let's go ahead and talk to him. Hello, Rodri. Do you remember me? I'm Blake, a member of the Tuned Elite Four. Hello, Rodri. It's good to see you again. Thanks for coming. I heard that Team Fusion has been poking around the Haunted Isle in the Tuned Sea west of Serenity Isle. They could be defacing the ruins there, so I need to stop them. If you wouldn't mind, would you accompany me? If you want to, I'll be waiting at the port in Serenity Isle. I'll be seeing you soon, I hope. Alright, see you later, Blake. We'll probably meet you there in a little bit. I hate to ask you to run errands for me, but this is absolutely urgent. The next town you'll be going to is Sea Spray Town, and I need to deliver a pressure sensor to be installed at the Sea Spray Dam. So with that, guys, it looks like we've gotten our missions. You know, right off the bat, both Blake and Professor Willow have sat here and been like, alright, man, I don't want you to run errands for me, but I'm gonna make you run these errands for me. And with that, we also obtained HM01 Cut. So that is actually an HM we've been waiting for quite a while, and that's what's gonna give us access to a couple different areas. So with that, guys, let's go ahead and make our way out of here. Now, as the professor just said, he gave us access to Forlorn Cave, or Forlorn Cave patch of grass, whatever you want to call it. It's actually the little patch of grass that we saw at the beginning of the adventure, where I wasn't too sure what it was there for, but you guys went ahead and told me that there are a bunch of pseudo-legendaries in here, so that is what I'm going after. Another thing is that I've trained all our Pokemon to level 30. I know that we're gonna need to have our Pokemon much higher level for the second gym, so I thought this would be a pretty good balance to keep them all there. With that, guys, I'm gonna run around, and once I find the Pokemon, I'll be back. And there we have it, guys. With that, we have gone ahead and found a Bagon. So this is the Pokemon that we are going to be adding to our team. As I said earlier, there are a bunch of pseudo-legendaries in here. So you're going to find yourself a little Dratini, a Larvitar. You're going to find pretty much anything you want in this patch. They've gone ahead and just jammed all the pseudo-legendaries in here. So if you go ahead, you can get yourself, you know, a Garchomp, get yourself a Tyranitar, get yourself a Dragonite, get yourself a Hydreigon, get whatever you want. There are a ton of really strong dragon types here, and I personally want to go after the Bagon because I feel like Bagon is one of those Pokemon that have always been overlooked for me by other pseudo-legendaries, such as like Dragonite. You know, I feel like Dragonite is one of those Pokemon that I use a lot more, so I thought, you know, giving this Pokemon, giving this little Salamence a chance, well, the growing Salamence, the little Bagon, and I think that will be really, really cool. It'll be great to have a Pokemon like that. We've definitely needed a bit of a flying type, so it'll be a good addition to our team. With that, the Pokemon is paralyzed, and that's what I needed. That's why I had Cranky up in front, since we can't really weaken these Pokemon, and they are still a bit hard to catch. We can just hope for a status, you know, impairment, and hope that they can just kind of, you know, get into our Pokeballs, maybe join our team, maybe become super strong and help us through some gyms, because I know the gyms are only going to get tougher from here. Let's keep on throwing Pokeballs, though. I'm kind of surprised. I only brought 10 Pokeballs, but I really thought it was going to be easier to catch this Pokemon. And with that, guys, there we have it. So cool. Gotcha. Bagon was caught. I really did think it was going to be a little bit more difficult, and I'm actually really happy with that Bagon. So let's go ahead and read it. Bagon is the rockhead Pokemon. Although it is small, the Pokemon's very powerful because its body's a bundle of muscles. Alright, so this guy is an absolute beast, or I guess you could say girl. And I was just thinking, since it's a female dragon, a female Bagon, I'm going to go ahead and name this Pokemon after a character in Game of Thrones. I am a big fan of Game of Thrones, and I think this is a really cool, unique nickname. So we're gonna go ahead and call this Pokemon. I gotta make sure I spell this right. It's kind of hard to spell. I'm gonna go ahead and call it Daenerys. So with that, guys, Daenerys has been added to our team. Welcome, Daenerys Targaryen. We have Lanky Kong. We have Daenerys Targaryen. We have a whole good crazy team. I don't even know. These guys are just gonna be a complete monster by the time they get to the Elite Four. Alright, guys, so it's looking like Bagon's got a strong attack. We only have Rage and Bite, so it's not like this dragon has a lot of, you know, good moves to start off. And that's the thing. We're gonna have to train this Bagon quite a bit, especially because the level cap goes a lot higher on Bagon. It's gonna take a little bit more to get it, you know, to its final evolution. Alright, guys, with that, where the heck is the XP share? Where am I? Oh, there it is. There it is. I don't even know. I'm going to go ahead and give the XP share to Daenerys. You know, a little bit of training is probably going to be needed since we will be heading towards the second gym today. That is our goal. We are going to be going and getting our second badge. So with that, guys, we actually need to make our way back through that not so serene bridge. So I need to teach somebody cut. And you know what? Lucky for us, we just caught a level 5 Pokemon. So I'm just gonna go ahead and teach cut to our level 5 Pokemon and hope that we find the move deleter sooner rather than later. All right, let's go ahead and cut our way back. You know how much would it suck if we were like crossing the bridge again, and then like all the trainers got like a huge like power up, and then we just had to like battle them going through there again? That would be a complete mess. I wouldn't want to do that. You know, the reason I also train our Pokemon up to level 30 is because, from what you guys told me, there is a really huge power creep from the first gym to the second gym, and that's going to make it a lot more difficult. I know that the level gaps between those two gyms are really big, so it's kind of funny that they did that. And I've also know now that from the second to the third gym, it starts balancing a little more out. So with that, we're gonna head inside of Serenity Isles gym, take on its leader Terry, the dedicated archaeologist. All right, guys, let's head inside of the gym then, and let's see where Terry is. Hey, how's it going, dude? Hello, Rodri. Terry's back, as you can see. Terry uses ground-type Pokemon, so use water-type Pokemon to gain an edge. So with that, guys, lucky for us, we do have Gilligan ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put Gilligan up in front, and we will begin battling, you know, anybody here. I think this is actually really good XP for our Bagon, so let's go ahead and do it. Also, once again, I said I hope you guys have a great Saturday. I've been having a really good Saturday, and, you know, week overall. I feel like I've been having a really good time here in El Salvador, except for the heat. You know, sometimes, right now, it's really hot. It's always hot. At night, it's hot. You gotta turn on fans. I got like 2 fans like going at me, you know, at night just to make sure I stay cool because it's so freaking hot. It's literally so warm, and you have to, like, you know, cool yourself off a little bit. But it's also fun. You know, it makes it really nice for you to be able to, like, go out and do stuff, which is great. You know, I guess that's one of the pros compared to snow, that it allows you to do a lot more. And now that, you know, I've lived in snow, I can really compare it. And you know what? Honestly, I still like the cold. I just really like, you know, warming up. I think it's easier to warm up than cool down. So that's my reasoning for it. I don't know. I just always like the breeze and the cold, and I think it's really cool. Also, another thing that I've been thinking a lot about is, you know, it was awesome. Yesterday, I'll actually tell you guys about this. Me and my uncle were just gonna run some errands, you know, just driving around. I was just driving around, you know, seeing all the scenery and everything, and I always have a really good time. I love just driving around El Salvador and just, you know, seeing everything and just looking around and just, you know, seeing it all. I like taking it in. I like taking views in and just, you know, admiring what's there. So, we know we were driving around. It was really fun. And then we went to the center of El Salvador. That's what it's called. They call it the center, and it's pretty much like a little marketplace. If you guys have ever seen a travel show where they have, like, you know, big open markets, you know, out there on the streets, and people are selling like fruits and all these things, that's basically what it is. It's pretty much, you know, the closer you get to the center, the more of a market it is. And, you know, it's sometimes, you know, it's pretty cool to go in there and just look around and see what you can find. But yesterday, we actually were just going around there to pick up a couple things. And it was so cool just getting to see everybody there. I felt like everybody around that place, and, you know, we were walking around, everybody was like, hey, how's it going? Just like smiling and just super happy. And being around that just made me even happier. I was like, this is awesome. I was like walking around smiling. I'm like, man, everybody's so happy here. This is cool. And there was like, you know, music playing and stuff and people eating. And it was just so cool. It felt like such a great environment to be around because it always feels so good to be around like people like that. And I was just so happy, even though I didn't know these people. They were complete strangers just walking down the street. You know, just being around that made me feel, you know, just so happy and just so excited. And I thought it was really cool. We also had the chance, me and my uncle, to eat, you know, some delicious sandwiches from, like, you know, this one sandwich shop that's pretty popular here, you know, El Salvador. That's pretty well known, and the sandwich was delicious. And, you know, it was a great time. I love, you know, going to places like that and being able to share it with you guys because I think it's really cool to get a bunch of little different experiences from different places. You know, I think that's really great. Whenever I watch the Travel Channel, I would always see, you know, like Anthony Bourdain, all those people, you know, the travel show hosts, the ones that like just travel around and just eat food all the time. And I would just sit there and like watch them, and these guys are just like traveling the world, going into these little markets, like eating the most delicious food. I don't know why, but for some reason, I've always thought that it's the foods from those little markets, you know, the little like hidden away places, you know, those types of places where you can buy food for super cheap. That's the best tasting food. And, you know, I really did see that in the Travel Channel, and once I actually got to experience it, I was like, yes, I am right. It's this type of food, you know, like street food. That is like the most delicious, and it's actually pretty good. You know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I haven't had this type of food in a while since, you know, I don't live here anymore. But at least, you know, I got a taste of it, and it's really, really good. With that, though, guys, we're actually doing really awesome. We're about to make our way through this gym. As I said, I was just going to battle a bunch of these trainers, so I thought it'd be fun to tell you guys a little story here and there while we're battling these guys. You know, I've been thinking a lot. Like, I talk to my family all the time, and I'm like, man, I love food. I love food. When people ask me, like, what's your favorite food? I'm just like, I love food. I don't know. I could probably eat anything. You know, I don't think there's a food that I've tried that I don't like, but that's the problem, you know? When you're trying to, like, get healthy, and then there's just so much delicious food in the world, what are you supposed to do? You know, I wish the most tasty of foods, you know, would actually be healthy for you. But, you know, that's not how life works. And, you know, that's too bad. I would be sitting here snacking on gummy bears and buffalo wings and burgers and just a bunch of like that type of food, because I love it. I love American cuisine. I love all this different type of stuff. I love Italian food. I don't know, it just made me think, because me and my family were just talking about it when we were having dinner, like how delicious food is and how much I love it. I love food, and it's a good time. Now, we got a little Marsh Stomp on Marsh Stomp action, if you guys have seen here, and it looks like we are both going for the bide. So it looks like we're both just sitting here clicking bides, just hoping that one of us is going to attack first. And it looks like that Marsh Stomp gave in first. You know, whenever you have a bide on bide war, you got to just keep going, guys. You got to just suck it up and make sure you're not the last one to attack. You got to just hang in there and hope that you can do it. All right, with that, guys, let's go ahead and see how much the bide is. Wow, that actually did a ton of damage. I'm actually really, really glad I went for the bide there. Come on, Gilligan. Don't get yourself knocked out yet. We still need you a little bit making our way through this gym. By a little bit, I mean a lot of it, because we're probably going to need you a whole lot. With that, we gain a bunch of XP. Daenerys is already level 12, so Daenerys is just flying through the levels, and we have defeated this guy. So now that we defeated him, hopefully this will be it. And yeah, there we have it. Okay, very cool. So this is looking like Terry. I'm going to go ahead and heal up our Pokemon, though. I'm actually going to use a super potion. I want to make sure we're all good before this battle. So with that, guys, let's go ahead and talk to Terry and see what he has to say. Hello, and welcome to the Serenity Gym. My name is Terry, the user of the wonderful ground type. Let's see if you can stand the pressure while the very ground beneath you quivers. Here we go. Rodri versus Serenity Isle's gym leader, Terry. Yeah, Terry. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take on Terry. He's got a Gligar coming up. That's cool. Whenever I see a Gligar, it just reminds me of the Pokemon anime. I don't know why. This is the one Pokemon that reminds me of the Pokemon anime. It just reminds me of like just sitting there watching it, just marathoning some episodes. I don't know about you guys, but I actually haven't watched the anime recently. I'm gonna have to tune into the latest one. But you know, the thing is, I used to be really, really into the Pokemon anime. I'd say that Sinnoh, by far, for me, out of my personal opinion, I really like Sinnoh's story. I thought that Ash's rival was fantastic. I thought that his story with his little Chimchar was fantastic. And the way he went into the Pokemon League, I thought it was really, really great. I thought, you know, Ash was gonna have his chance at Sinnoh. I thought he was gonna, you know, give it his go and, you know, possibly get in there and, you know, place a little higher. But, you know, that's the thing about Pokemon. For some reason, they don't want our boy Ash to go ahead and succeed. So I haven't watched the newest one, but hey, if he's somehow winning, I might have to tune in, because I would love to see that. You know, something that is from our childhood, like Ash Ketchum, you know, that character who's always been with us and who's been hanging around with us. It's great to see that, and I just hope that we will actually, you know, be able to see him succeed and win one day, because I feel like it'll be like a win for all of us, you know. It's almost like during Toy Story 3, when a special moment happens, you know, near the end of Toy Story 3. No spoilers if you guys haven't seen it. And I think almost every single person was tearing up. And I know I was, because that was around the time I was going to go off, you know, and study. So I definitely felt that. I was like, oh man, I completely understand how this guy feels. And, you know, it's those types of things that really get to you. I like how we have to go up against a freaking Phanpy now because our Gilligan got knocked out. That's kind of crappy luck. I mean, we've been getting critted pretty much a lot. You know, crits have been coming at us left and right. I'm just to the point where we're like, all right, well, I see a crit. I'm just like, yep, all right, there it is. You know, we're always going to get critted at least once in a gym. This time it was Gilligan. What can I say? I really don't like going up against a Phanpy, though, because rollout scares me just a little bit. Scares me just a tiny bit. I think it's, you know, kind of terrifying to go up against a Phanpy because you know the potential that Phanpy has to pretty much destroy your team. Yeah, destroy your team. All right, with that, though, at least we got it burned. At least Lanky has been able to do quite a good job so far, so let's go ahead and see if we can finish it off. All right, you know what kind of sucks, though, is that we are using the burn, but it's also healing up with leftovers, so that's pretty much just like countering itself out a little bit, and it's gonna slow down a lot. If we could just have the burn on there without the leftovers, we'd probably be crushing this guy. So let's go ahead and see if I can land one more move. It looks like Lanky will be going down. All right, Cheeky and Cranky, start warming up the engines. I didn't expect us to even have to use anybody else other than Gilligan, but that's what happens when you get to this. Oh, mother fudger, he's gonna knock me out. All right, there it is. So with that, Lanky has gone down, and you know, the thing is, I am pretty sure that Terry still has one more potion. So I don't think we're even in the clear yet. It's gonna be up to Cheeky to take down this Phanpy. All right, Cheeky, you have a smile on your face. I know it's gonna be difficult, but hey, I'm glad Cheeky's smiling because it means Cheeky might be able to pull something off. All right, there's the super potion. So let's go ahead and go for the Poison Fang. Also, as you guys can see, our Pokemon actually have changed a couple moves here and there. Nothing too crazy except, I guess, instead of Poison Sting, Poison Fang. That was a pretty good upgrade. But, you know, other than that, I think our Pokemon are still about the same. The moves haven't changed too much. Let's go for the Feint Attack, though. Let's see how much this will actually do to this guy. All right, we're actually getting him really close. The Magnitude 5 will hopefully not do that much to us. I'm feeling pretty good having Cheeky up. That's not going to do that much. All right, let's go ahead and finish this battle off, Cheeky. Cheeky, I know you didn't expect it, but, you know, this is what happens. Sometimes you just have to step up to the plate. You know, that's what it is. You got to be ready, and you got to, you know, fill in and do your best. So let's go ahead and go for another Feint Attack. Hopefully this will finish off the Phanpy. Oh, my goodness. Are you serious? All right, you know what? I think our burn will actually finish it off here, so I'm not too worried about it. I think our burn will be stronger than the leftovers, and if we defeat this Phanpy, I'm going to be feeling really good. Come on, Phanpy, go down, and there we have it, guys. Phanpy has gone down. We didn't get, sweep by the Phanpy. That's actually a really good thing. I'm actually really happy about that. So let's go ahead and see who we send out. We're gonna send out Cranky now. I know this is a little bit different here in this ground type gym, but believe me, guys, I have a strategy in mind. One of the good things about Cranky is that we can actually go for the Swift. So let's go ahead and go for the Swift. That's actually going to do a good amount to this Vibrava. That's what I like to see. You know, gotta get all our Pokemon in here. If Daenerys was a little bit higher level, I probably would have sent out Daenerys, you know, to brawl it up with the Vibrava a little bit. All right, we're very close. We're going to go for the Swift. And with that, guys, Vibrava is going to go down, and we have done it, ladies and gentlemen. Even without Gilligan against the gym leader, Daenerys grew a bunch of levels. We defeated leader Terry. You did splendidly. This badge is rightfully earned by you. We got 1160 for winning. And with that, guys, we have obtained the Dirt Badge. That is the second out of 8 badges here in the Donut region. With that badge, trade Pokemon up to level 30 will obey you. Take this TM as well, courtesy of me. With that, guys, we got TM 26. Oh, wow, that's Earthquake. Okay, awesome. So he just went ahead and gave us Earthquake, the strongest ground type attack known thus far. And we will have to figure out what Pokemon we want to teach that to, because we actually have a probably Cheeky or Gilligan that could learn it. Most likely Gilligan, but regardless of that, we're going to make our way out of here then. Thanks, Terry, for all of your good advice, my man. And we're going to make our way back to the Pokemon Center. So, we got a lot accomplished today, guys. Next time, if you guys remember, Blake told us that we're going to go have to help him out to rescue people from Team Fusion and do a lot of that. So, make sure you guys leave me some tips and your comments on what's coming up. I really appreciate them, guys. Make sure you give this video a like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Goodbye!